Safety is the most important consideration in any shop. For no tool, no job, no product is as important as the safety of the craftsman. Safety begins with the individual. You can help avoid accidents and safeguard your own safety by wearing the proper clothing. Your clothes should be close-fitting. A necktie can get caught in a power tool or other machinery. Either wear a bow tie or remove your tie before starting to work. Floppy sleeves present the same safety hazard. Either wear short sleeves or roll your sleeves above your elbows. Remove all wristwatches, rings, and other jewelry which can catch on something and cause an accident.
We come from near and distant star to the sound of the galaxy horn. To rally round rocket, Robinhood, braver man has never been born. So we sally forth against the foe, our band of brothers skyward ho, with rocket, Robin Hood. With rocket, Robin Hood.
A tragic report from Rocket Robin Hood's close friend, Sir Godfrey Humboldt, the famed intergalactic explorer, stuns the entire galaxy.
We are under heavy bombardment. I doubt that we will get through, but this message capsule must... Bailout Baker! Eject at once! This is Sir Godfrey Humboldt. The rest of my expedition has been destroyed. I know now that I shall never escape the dark galaxy. You must heed the warning I give you by way of this message capsule. Beware the...
And so the last words of Sir Godfrey Humboldt, another in the long list of explorers never to be seen again after entering the dark galaxy. The message capsule arrived at Interplanetary Police Headquarters a short time ago, partially damaged, so that we may never know what it was that Sir Godfrey was about to warn us against. There is talk of search parties being formed, but no hope is held.
Poor old Sir Godfrey. I can't believe he's dead.
I don't believe it either.
What?
He was a pretty tough old man. I wouldn't dispose of him so easily.
I detect something going on in that brain of yours, Robin. Maybe a private search party of our own?
Is it such a bad idea?
Count on me.
Pryor, rev up the atomic engines. We're moving Sherwood to the edge of the galaxy.
Move here, move there. They must think I'm driving a bus. All engines ahead full.
According to all available information, Sir Godfrey's expedition entered the dark galaxy at this point.
Well, let's blast off and see if we can pick up his trail.
You're all set.
Let's go.
This is like flying in a bowl of ink.
Yeah, so far nothing but... Wait a minute. There's a planet coming up on the right.
Creepy-looking place, isn't it?
Let's put down. If there's any human life on that planet, they might have seen Sir Godfrey.
dropped in the middle of a flower box.
Well, let's find the gardener and see if he can tell us anything.
This appears to be the village square, but I don't think it's a good idea to barge in there asking questions.
Unfriendly, you think?
To put it mildly.
Make a run for it, Will. Down the path.
Ready when you are.
Hold it.
Good grief, some choice we got.
My name is William Shatner. In this film, I played John Tench, an electronics engineer. John works in the research center of a major communications company. He's one of a team developing new television technology. John has inherited pioneering traits that made his British ancestors successful early colonists. Some believe a rich land made this nation, others an energetic people. John Tench believes it was Yankee ingenuity. Innovation was the leverage that made our economy expand.
This incredibly tiny television camera. And the gold video disc recording color pictures and stereo sound. Appears to be a gold LP record. 1 hour of TV on a disc. That's the important breakthrough around here right now. Someday we'll be able to watch what we want, when we want. We'll be able to program television to suit ourselves.
Today, only a few decades after the grip, the art of telling stories with camera and film has become one of the nation's greatest industries, with a capital investment of billions of dollars. Each production is a highly speculative venture, for its story, its direction, and its cast must please the ever-changing tastes of those who support the industry, an army of 70 million U.S. moviegoers every week. International capital of the motion picture is a fabulously press-agented suburb of Los Angeles, Hollywood, a community whose name alone is a magic word throughout the world. But in Hollywood, where the vast majority of all films is produced, the making of movies is a serious, complicated business. Among the movie industry's 50,000 employees are men and women from nearly 300 trades and professions. Nowhere in the world are there craftsmen who take more pains, for in the making of a picture, carelessness in one single detail can mar the combined work of the hundreds whose talents go toward the making of a scene. Today, big-time movie making requires weeks and months of tireless research and preparation before a camera turns a single foot of film. And a big slice of every Hollywood producer's budget must go for the studio sets, which serve as background and atmosphere for his story. For the great movie public, becoming more and more observant, demands scrupulous historical accuracy and strictest attention to minute details. Every studio has its own museum, immense warehouses crammed with furniture and fittings, props from every nation in the world, from every period in history. Such elaborate attention to technical details has helped to make movie production prodigally expensive. On the fabulously successful Gone with the Wind, David Selznick spent some $4 million. And today, a $1 million budget is regarded as modest for a grade A feature. In its collection of books and original documents on the movies, the largest library of its kind in the world, the Museum of Modern Art's film research staff has amassed a living encyclopedia of the cinema. Being added daily to this collection is important source material pertaining to a young art whose entire history has been made within a few decades. But far more vividly than in any printed book, the museum is already teaching the history of the movies to the public through its educational programs of important films of the past, today being widely circulated to U.S. colleges and museums. In New York City, the museum has its own theater, showing programs designed to trace the progress of the motion picture since the days of its crude beginnings. In 1896, the first moving pictures projected on public screens were plotless incidents, but a minute long, that amazed and scandalized their audiences. "16 years later, in 1912, the moving picture had begun to tell simple stories.
Now what?
Will, do the bullfighter bit with your scarlet tunic. I'll coax these fellas on. Maybe we can get them together.
Olé! Otto! Come on, get it, you ugly.
That's it, boys. Step right up. You're gonna get yours. Hit it! It'll take them some time to regroup.
I think I've overdone it on my end.
Let's get out of here.
Run, Robin! Save yourself!
A shop apron protects you as well as your clothing. It shields your clothing from becoming entangled in some piece of equipment. But beware of shop aprons with loose pencil pockets on the bib. Gloves are essential in many operations and should be kept handy for all. The same is true of other protective items such as goggles or a grinding shield, which be used when grinding tools. And a shield to protect your eyes and face when welding. Proper clothing, including protective clothing for certain operations, should always be worn. There are no exceptions. Your safety is at stake.
The countdown started, trouble cruise, but have no fear, we cannot lose with Rocket Robin Hood.
You know, it's fun to have an idea.
Our ideas don't always work. We've often failed in our attempts to lever ourselves upward, but we keep trying. All ideas are welcome. It doesn't matter who thought of them or where they come from, as long as they work. The hang glider owes its heritage to the space program. NASA needed an inexpensive way to land capsules on land, and to Leonardo da Vinci, who sketched its principles 500 years ago. It is a classic example of innovation, applying an old idea to a new need and creating something else in turn. Capsules still splash down at sea, but the sport has taken off.
To be able to put that idea down on paper, to see and feel that same idea take shape in wood, in metal, in plastic, or in leather. And you know, I like the feel of a board moving smoothly against a sharp saw. I like the smell of fresh wood chips and sawdust. the bright glare of a welder, the sharp whine of a power tool, or the dull tap of tools on leather. I like the feel of a saw, a wrench, a plane, or a chisel. And I feel real good because I'm a craftsman, because I can use my mind and my hands to create.
Is Will Scarlet to end his life at the bottom of a volcano? And where is Rocket Robin Hood? Has he deserted his friends?
People who use tools in their work have to be very careful, because tools can be dangerous.
You've got 3 minutes. Welcome to Central High. You're just in time for a massacre.
This carpenter is a good workman. He uses his tools safely. He doesn't want to take chances. Look at this welder. He certainly doesn't want to take chances either. He wears safety equipment, especially designed for his work. But it takes a lot of practice to use tools safely. A sculptor works with his hands. His hands are his living. Therefore, he is most careful to use his tools safely.
This year, the in crowd has a real problem, because this year there's a new kid, and he doesn't like to be pushed around. He lives by the golden rule: do unto others and make it permanent.
Machine workers who use tools in their daily work realize the importance of using their tools safely and carefully. In our homes, we use tools every day, just as Bill and Peggy do. Let's see what some of these tools are and find out how we use them safely. Bill is using a fingernail file. What if he left it on the bed loose? Then he might stick himself with it accidentally. See what he does with the file. He puts it neatly into its proper place. And what about the shoe brush? If he just left it lying around, someone might turn an ankle, tripping over it. The safe thing to do is put the brush in its proper place, too. Bill's very neat, isn't he? Keep tools neatly. That's one of the rules for using tools safely. Bill tries to remember that every day. Well remembered in the slow development of the talking picture are Dr. Lee DeForest, Theodore Case, and Earl Sponable, the research staffs of RCA, and Bell Laboratories engineers Donald Mackenzie and Edward Wente. Well remembered, too, is the fall of 1927, when the late Sam Warner, using Bell Laboratories equipment, produced the most revolutionary picture in all movie history.
Of course, I don't know if I'd ever tell my buddies all this, because, well, sometimes they laugh when you tell them things like this.
Hey, Joe, come on, let's go to basketball practice.
Okay, but wait till I finish cleaning up here.
Say, you making this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, this looks as good as furniture you'd buy in a store.
It ought to. It's taken me long enough to make it.
Kind of slow, huh?
Yeah, but I've learned enough in making this one that I could probably make another in about half the time.
Hey, you like this shop course, Joe?
I like it swell. Why?
Well, didn't you ever wonder what good you'd get out of a course like this?
Yes,
This is the tool made just for the job she wants to do. Use the right tool. Another rule for using tools safely. We've seen that neatness and using the right tool are part of keeping safe. What else can we find out about how to use tools safely? Here are some papers that Bill has collected to earn money for his Sunday school. He's early for school today, so he can use this time to tie the papers together. Does Bill know how to use the pocket knife properly? Yes, he cuts away from himself, and he closes the knife safely, too. Use tools correctly. That's the third part of using tools safely.
I'll bet every American has some relative or ancestor who feels like they've missed out on some earth-shaking invention that would change their lives, change the world. Trouble is, we've been so prolific. Everybody's always running around with some million-dollar idea. Look around. Here are a few of those earth-shaking ideas. The government used to make you build a model before they would grant you a patent. Here's a washing machine. And paddle wheel. Cane seat. Would have been great to get in on the bottom floor of those. And here's automatic fly brusher and fan. And a bed bottom. Could have lost your shirt on those. Still, they're all the good ideas and the funny ones. Attempts to solve the new needs of the new nation. But you know, succeeding or failing were not so important. What is important is the flood of ideas itself, the endless quest for that one big idea that would maybe start an industry or change our lives. I find this stuff around me here sort of touching. There's something innocent about our faith in ourselves, our ability to solve any problem that might come along. Something brave, too. Something that sets us apart.
In Sydney, Australia, a 220-foot chimney is being demolished. Plans are to break away one side and bring it down like a tree. It starts to fall in the right direction, then suddenly swerves. Watch the line of houses. 3 are crushed flat. A man in center screen runs for his life as bricks rain down like deadly hail. Miraculously, no one is killed, but 1,300 tons of brick and rubble blanket the crumpled buildings. A quiet street is turned into a scene of devastation by a chimney that fell the wrong way.
In time of trouble, time of woe, the dark before the dawn, return to Robin for his strength in brains as well as brawn. So though the villain holds his sway, there'll come our dawn, will come our day, with rocket Robin Hood. With rocket Robin Hood.
Searching for Sir Godfrey Humboldt, Rocket Robin Hood and Will Scarlet enter the dark galaxy, only to fall into the hands of a band of savage cavemen who throw Will into the mouth of a smoldering volcano, where he now hangs on for dear life.
This ought to give them something to do other than chucking those spears around. Humboldt. That same planet must have been his first stop, too.
It might also have been his last. He could be at the bottom of the volcano.
No, in the message capsule, he was being bombarded with rockets, not spears. We're on the right track. Uh-oh. Now what?
The fuel gauge is way down.
Oh, one of the spears must have punctured the main line. We'll have to put down for repairs. Keep your eye out for a likely spot. Hang on to your teeth, Will. This is going to be a rough one. That ought to hold it.
This is some place.
There's got to be some form of intelligent life around here, but so far, not a sign of anyone. Let's take a look around.
Hello? Anybody home? Hello? Anybody home? Seems like we got the place to ourselves.
Shh. I think I heard something.
This is tomorrow, the last day of the world. This is tomorrow's Bionic Man. Inframan. A motion picture that will stagger your imagination. Inframan, the ultimate in science fiction. Inframan, rated PG.
Bill dreams he's a carpenter. A carpenter who remembers the 3 rules for safety. Keep tools neatly. Use the right tool. Use tools correctly. Maybe someday their dreams will come true, because Peggy and Bill do know how to work safely with the tools they use in their daily activity.
A powerful rocket is ready for launching at White Sands, New Mexico. Cameras in the rocket photograph a weird panorama of Earth. The missile also carries equipment which automatically radios scientific observations back to the ground. Exhaust gases trace the rocket's flight. The Earth's curvature is clearly photographed while the horizon reels and twists, bringing vast areas into view. The missile soars higher and higher, 100 miles into the heavens, probing the secrets of space.
Well, somebody's coming, that's for sure.
I think the sound is coming from... Will, behind you! Yeah! Oh. Get back, Will!
They're indestructible.
Get to the other side of the pool.
Well, what about you?
I'll meet you there. Move! That's it, gentlemen. Just a few steps further. Go on in. I hear the water's fine. Hop on, Will.
It doesn't look as though they're going to follow us.
No, they probably... The Sphinx!
I don't believe it. That was a close one.
It still is. That thing is coming after us.
What?
Give it all you've got, Will. It's gaining on us.
I've got it down to the floor now.
Actually be happening? A living Sphinx has swallowed Rocket Robin Hood and Will Scarlet in their spaceship. Will they ever be heard from again?
You should never allow another person to enter the work area around a power tool you are operating. And you yourself should never violate the working area around a power tool or speak to anyone while you are operating a power tool. Only the operator should be permitted within the area while the tool is in operation. The machine should be located in a position where the operator cannot be distracted. Working in a shop is fun, but a shop is never a place for horseplay. Shoving, pushing, throwing tools, or scrap lumber are sure ways of causing avoidable accidents. Only by keeping your mind on your job, by staying constantly on the alert, can you avoid accidents. Any unnecessary distraction creates a needless risk for you and the others in the shop. In many industrial shops, the safety record is posted and regarded with pride by all those who have contributed to the prevention of accidents. The workers in such shops not only know the rules of safety, but adhere closely to these rules. They know that it's smart to be safe. They wear the proper clothing when they work. They protect themselves by wearing protective gear when it is needed. And they keep their clothing in good condition, never wearing anything which is ragged or torn and might get caught in machinery. The workers in a shop which prides itself on a good safety record keep their shop clean. Oily rags are kept in metal containers. Inflammable liquids are kept in closed containers and stored in fireproof cabinets.
No danger looms through outer space. No villain stands up face to face with Rocket Robin Hood.
These are just a few of the occupations I could name. All of these jobs pay well and afford challenges and chances of advancement to the individual.
But, Mr. Barnes, the courses I take here won't actually prepare me for one of these jobs when I graduate, will they?
No, you'll probably need more training by either going on to college or by apprenticing yourself into one of the skilled trades. But believe me, Joe, the basic training you get in these courses now will give you a definite advantage over the fellow who hasn't had such experiences.
Well, that's what Mr. Barnes had to say on the value of courses like this.
Yeah, but you plan to be an engineer, Joe, and I can't see how industrial arts courses will do me much good if I should decide to go into business or something like that.
You can't, huh?
No.
Well, come on, boy. Let's go to basketball practice. And meanwhile, I'm going to set you straight on a few of the facts of life.
You're all invited to a centennial celebration. What they were celebrating wasn't important, and it sounded like a heap of fun until 2,000 maniacs, crazed for carnage, started bathing an entire town in pulsing human blood. you'll see 6 young strangers doomed to slaughter by an ancient curse.
There came an awful sound.
And from his lips there came an awful sound.
Brutal, evil, ghastly beyond belief. You'll see the most diabolical device ever contrived, designed solely for assassination by a town of madmen, insane with bloodlust.
Stonewall took a gun and he made the Yankees run, but he...
2,000 maniacs, gruesomely stained in blood color.
Stonewall said, I'm a-giving you a dying man's request.
I'm a-giving you a dying man's request. Yeah!
Starring Playboy's favorite playmate, Connie Mason.
Yeah! Oh, the South's gonna rise again.
Hey, how about the coach? I bet he doesn't.
You bet he doesn't what?
Oh, hi, Coach. Well, we were just talking...
What about? When you start making bets on me, I'm interested. Well, we were talking about different jobs in which industrial arts training is used, and, well, Bill thinks... He thinks that coaching isn't one of them, huh? Well, Bill, I took some industrial arts courses when I was in school, and except for some work on the gym floor and knowing a little bit about plastics and some other materials used in sports equipment, actually, it hasn't helped me a great deal, of course. But in it, I gained a mechanical interest and know-how that stayed with me through all these years. For instance, when I get in my car to go someplace, I feel pretty confident that in case of minor trouble, I can fix it, or at least recognize its source.
The villain thinks he has us now, he'll soon be on the run. Our systems now are A-OK, the battle shall be won. So watch our rockets roaring by as Robin's men light up the sky for Rocket Robinhood. For Rocket Robinhood.
During their search of the dark galaxy for Sir Godfrey Humboldt, Rocket Robin Hood and Will Scarlet barely escape a band of mummies, only to fall prey to a flying sphinx.
Sphinx. Now, who's going to believe that?
This helps explain it some, Will. Take a look.
Well, it's comforting to know that this thing isn't alive after all. I wonder where we're going.
Come on up to the observation deck and find out. These must be the Sphinx's eyes. Quite a view. Looks like we're coming in for a landing.
We're coming in too fast. We'll crash. What happened?
That wasn't a planet. It was an artificial dome surrounding a planet. It opened to let us in. We're coming in on the planet now. Doesn't appear to be a very friendly place, does it?
Looks like they're getting ready to make war on the whole universe. What now, I wonder?
Does that answer your question?
Seize them. Take them to Count Adolf at once.
So, you are the intruders.
Why do you call us intruders? We've come here in peace.
I've had you under observation since you entered the Dark Galaxy. You've come to interfere with my invasion.
We know nothing of any invasion. We're looking for Sir Godfrey Humboldt.
Ha! Looking for Humboldt, are you? Then you're just in time to join him for his execution.
Rocket Robin Hood.
Well, at least we found Sir Godfrey.
But you've come looking for me. Then my warning didn't get through.
Not entirely, but I take it had something to do with this Count Adolf's plan to attack our galaxy.
Yes, and even with advance warning, I don't see how he can be stopped. An atomic-powered automatic brain has planned the invasion down to the last detail. It can't fail, particularly since his army of mummies is practically indestructible.
And how does he control the mummies?
The atomic brain again. He transmits telepathic brain waves, which keep the poor creatures in a state of suspended animation and subject to the Count's will.
And if the brain were destroyed?
The mummies would rebel, of course, but how?
Ah, that's the second problem. Our first problem is getting out of here.
Mind if I toss in another problem?
What's that?
This room is getting smaller.
We'll have to move fast.
Move where?
Got to make us an exit. Hang on to the two of us, Sir Godfrey. You take that wall, Will.
This Count Adolf is definitely not a nice man.
Now, Sir Godfrey, where is this atomic brain?
That building over there, the one that looks like an observatory.
Will, you and Sir Godfrey get back to that Sphinx that brought us here and try to figure out how to operate it. We'll probably have to make a fast getaway.
Check.
Alert! Alert! Prisoners have escaped. Search and destroy prisoners.
Uh-oh. Fellas are doing a much better job of destroying this thing than I could, so I might as well leave.
Come on there, get a move on. Hey, what? Get back! What is this? What are you doing? Stop! Stop at once! I command you! What? Stop! Put me down!
I think we put a stop to Count Adolf's invasion. Now get this thing out of here before those walking bandits turn on us.
Ready, Sir Godfrey?
I've got my fingers crossed, if that's what you mean.
Let's go.
Hang on, we're coming to the dome. So much for that. Head for home, Will.
Yes, I'm most anxious to make my report to the Scientific Society.
I have a report of my own to make.
What's that?
I've been gobbled up by a dinosaur, thrown into a volcano, attacked by mummies, and swallowed by a flying sphinx. Conclusion? The Dark Galaxy is not a fun place.
We're Robin's men, we rule the sky. So raise your voices, raise them high. For Rocket Robin Hood.
We're not traditionalists. What really interests us is the idea that if we just keep working, things will get better and easier. We want that to happen. This lab is an example of our national faith in invention, our conviction we can solve any problem. The job of creating this country, creating and recreating our very selves isn't finished.
There's a feel about it that I like, for being able to visualize something and then create it with my own hands. As a matter of fact, most industrial arts courses will help you in sports, because they do help you to coordinate mind and body. Hey, this is basketball practice, not a lecture course. Let's go.
You know, Joe, I believe I will take a couple of industrial arts courses next year.
Fine, Bill.
Say, you're no shop man. How do you think my car would look? Well, if I smoothed out the hood and put a new grill in it and, you know, made a real rod out of it.
Great. You saw what I did to mine, didn't you?
Yeah.